All right, everyone. I am live doing again today on both Instagram and Facebook. So if you are joining in, give me a wave, give me some hearts. Let me know what you're up to today as we get going. So today's live talk is all about how to celebrate yourself, right? How to celebrate even when things aren't going so hot or you're maybe experiencing emotions or things that just don't feel so great. Okay, I'm gonna finally find where I'm gonna put my stupid phone at. Hey girl, thanks for joining today. Guys, if you're on Instagram, let me know what you're like. Send me your name so I can refer to you as your name because I can't always say your Instagram name. I'm not gonna even try to botch it. So send me your name, say hello, let me know where you're watching in the world, and feel free to ask questions as we go along. So again, today is all about how to celebrate yourself, how to celebrate your life, even when you're experiencing things that don't feel so great, right? We've all got dark sides to our emotions. We all have polarization within our lives, and that stuff exists for a reason. So, hey Sandra, thanks for joining in today. Awesome, cool. So, let's talk about the opposite side of feeling super awesome and on top of the world and everything's going great and bliss and joy and happiness and luxury and money. And let's talk about the gremlins, that come in and kind of drag us back to the other side of these emotions. And we're human, guys. We are first and foremost emotional beings, especially as women. We are so rooted into our emotions. We're so rooted into our senses and these perceptions that we have of the essence of our environment. And it's very easy to hey Sandra, hello. It's very easy to let these things pull you down and become you, right? I want to start this off by saying that things happen for you, not against you or not to you, right? I missed my car payment and now I'm experiencing what it feels like to pay a late car payment. That's happening for you, not to you, right? Every single emotion that we experience has something that it is highlighting within it. My AC just kicked on, so if it is too loud, y'all let me know and I'll make sure I bump it down. But nothing is happening to you for no reason, right? In my opinion. So let's look into that a little bit. When we experience discomfort, when we experience things that don't feel good, what does that bring to surface? What does that bring to the forefront of your mind, right? Think about something very specific where you're like, oh my God, I felt this last week. I didn't want to feel it. It was so uncomfortable. And in that moment, all I wanted was blank. Hi, Bryson. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Give me a wave, you guys. Let me know that you're here. Ask questions as we go along and stay active. So what's that feeling that you had? What is the thing that you wanted, right? So let's talk about money because I feel like at one point or another, we've all experienced a point in time where we wanted more money. We wanted more freedom. We wanted more time. Things that, everyone wants, right? The last time that you had to pay a bill that was going to drain your bank account, right? What did it feel like? What did it feel like? Not just from like an emotional perspective, but from a body perspective. What did your body feel like? Did you feel nauseous? Did you feel exhausted? Did you feel nervous? Right? Did you feel like you were itching out of your skin? How did you feel? And ask yourself, what does this feeling make me desire? And it's probably the opposite of that feeling, right? But like, what specifically comes to mind that could bring you more of that desire, right? Discomfort is something that we can use as our greatest tool. Now, that's not to say that I believe you need to go sit for like 6 months and make yourself super uncomfortable or like anything like that. I think there's a plenty large, perfect portion of discomfort. Yeah, resistant, Sandra, yes. There's plenty of discomfort for you to tap into, right? My coach Aislinn recently started using Invisalign. Yeah, like the clear, not braces, but braces in a way, I guess, just to kind of help keep things aligned and shift some things back in order. I'm sure you guys have all heard of Invisalign. I don't even know why I'm trying to explain it. Anyway, she's been using those, and she highlighted this discomfort of hers and how much it's showing her about weaknesses that she has in other facets of her life and other ways that it's expressing itself. So it's a way for you to acknowledge what is going on in your life and where else it might be showing up. If you guys don't know what to look for, how do you start to fix anything? Right? If you don't have the answers, if you don't have any idea as to what the heck is going on, how are you ever expected to make anything different? Let's talk about insanity, right? I mentioned this in a few of the past lives this week. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. If you go from month to month to month to month doing the same thing, wondering why the same things keep happening, never exploring how it makes you feel, never exploring what it makes you desire, how could you ever expect anything different to occur, right? So you guys take a few minutes, let me know if any of this is resonating with you. I want to adjust one thing. Okay, perfect. I was just trying to turn off my sound so I don't get any interruptions. So find that moment of discomfort and lean into it, right? Something that I used to struggle with a lot is wondering why other people didn't get as excited about my dreams and my beliefs and my ambition as I did, right? I thought that that was a limiting thing. I thought that because no one else believed it, that it couldn't possibly be true. There must be something wrong with me. There must be something, I must be crazy for believing the things that I believe. But here's the reality, guys. Not everyone functions in the same way, right? We're conditioned and we're taught to think that one school system, that one or two different paths can fit more than enough people to satisfy the general population, but it's just not the truth. How many of you out there have ever experienced the feeling of, you know what, this is what I want to do, but this is what I feel like I need to do. This is what I feel like I have to do. This is what I feel like I should do, right? Now, your needs obviously have to be met. By no means am I saying quit your job and go follow your passion recklessly. Totally not what I'm talking about here. But what I am talking about here is pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to the desires that your gut is telling you you need to go after. Because you'll find success in those pathways, right? Your desires are divinely guided. It's that simple. If you can really tap into what your true desires are down to your core without any filters over them, right? It's not the filter of, oh, I'm only this old, so I can't do that because of experience levels, or, oh, I'm only this, I don't know, rich, so I can't feel like that because that's something that rich people feel. Oh, I can't be an artist because I never went to art school. You know, we put all of these limiting beliefs, and they come in a varying, spectrum. There we go. There's a spectrum, right? The reference, or the thing I'm going to reference here is what I referenced yesterday in yesterday's live talk, and that was I had one of the people on Instagram say to me, like, yes, I'm going to go write my goals. I'm going to go buy the notebook, and then I'm going to write my goals. And it's like, wait. Don't even worry about the notebook. Just write the goals, right? Because to some degree, that's a limiting belief. That idea that, okay, I need to get organized. I need to get clear. I need to declare what I want. And in order to do that, I should do this, right? No. Now, if you're craving to have a notebook to put all your grand ideas in, go buy the notebook, please. Buy the notebook you want, and it doesn't matter how much it is, like, just buy it, right? That's a desire that you should follow, but, like, don't feel like you have to go do that just because that's what everyone else does to get their shit together, right? So the point here is that when you lean into your discomfort, when you start to trust that the things that you're desiring exist for a reason, whether it be money, health, whatever, right? They're there for divine purpose. In order for you to fulfill your purpose, you have to follow your desires, period. Otherwise, and maybe I should elaborate on that more. In order for you to fulfill your purpose with ease, you have to follow your desires. There's no other way to go about doing it. There's a few questions I want you guys to ask yourself. What am I good at? What is my story? What are my strong points and what are my weaknesses? If you can't easily elaborate those 4 things to me, to yourself, to your family, to strangers, then you're not clear on what your desires are. You don't know. You don't deeply know. Hi guys, thanks for joining on Instagram. I see all y'all. Cool, thanks. Thanks for showing up, guys. If this is resonating, let me know. Send me hearts, send me thumbs up. You know, talk, guys. Let me know how this stuff is all feeling with you. I want to talk about it in a way that makes sense. I'm super comfortable with this information, so sometimes I don't always say it in a way that makes sense. So let me know if it's making sense. So by leaning into our discomforts, our desires become extremely clear, almost instantaneously. Yes, Sandra, not so sure, not so sure. Okay, so let me elaborate a little bit on it. If you have questions, Sandra, please type them out and ask so that I can answer them directly. Oh, I'm very clear. Great. Cool, awesome. So think about an uncomfortable situation you've been in. Whether it's confronting a parent about something that you need to tell them, or talking to your significant other about something that's really on your mind, right? I used to deal with this a lot. I used to hold back a lot in my relationship. I didn't want to burden Derek, right, my boyfriend. I didn't want to burden him with what was going on in my mind. I didn't think it was worth giving him that burden or asking him to help me carry that burden. And what did that make me crave? That made me crave understanding. That made me crave clarity, right? Clarity on what's going on for myself, right? And the more you pay attention to those cravings, the faster you're going to start making these huge transitions in your life, guys. Suddenly reaching one level to the next is like taking a step up the stair, not jumping off the cliff. Does that make sense? You don't want to have to do things that feel so scary that you feel like you're threatening everything that you've created. That's not the point. The point is to shift away from this mindset that change has to be hard. Transition has to be huge, right? I'm all about go big or go home, but I'm also about being really freaking strategic, right? Looking at your situation, looking at the reality that you've created in the past and how we can best manipulate that and work with that and change it into whatever it is you're desiring for the future, and we do it today, right? There is no point in waiting. What are you waiting for? Seriously, what's the first thing that comes up? When you guys think about the thing that you want, where you want to be in life, that next level, what is it that comes up and says, I can't do this yet because, right? And let me tell you something. If your excuse is money, that is a red flag that you absolutely need to invest in yourself in one way or another. I don't care if it's investing in organic apples. I don't care if it's investing in time to yourself. I don't care if it's investing in not working late on Friday so you can come home and spend time with your kids, right? This investment is going to look totally different for all of us, right? For me, I needed a coach. That fixed everything, quite literally. I'm not even just saying that to like hype up coaching. Seriously, investing in someone who had been through what I wanted to be doing, investing in someone who had the skills and the expertise to tell me, yes, I'm on the right path. No, you haven't quite hit the nail on the head. And someone to believe in me, someone to tell me that, yes, what you're doing isn't crazy, right? You might be different from your general population, but like that doesn't take away from the value of the thing that you have to offer. If anything, it makes it even more valuable because it's exceptional, right? You're extraordinary. You're doing something that the world hasn't seen yet. You're doing something that the world currently really needs more of, right? We need more people acting from a place of integrity, more people acting from a place of fulfillment, keeping their cup full so that they don't need to constantly have their cup being filled from other cups that are already empty, right? We're in this self-perpetuating cycle where when we don't nourish ourselves, we are not doing anything good for the people around us, right? Yes, I see you guys on Instagram. I am Michael Glass Art. Is your name Michael? I'm going to assume your name's Michael. Thanks, Michael. I'm glad this is resonating. So yeah, guys, it's a super simple idea, right? Talking about this here now isn't life-changing. This talk isn't going to be the thing that Ian. Oh, okay, cool. Hi, Ian. Tell me which one it was, Ian or Ian. This talk isn't going to change shit for you. Like, I am here to tell you that you've got to listen to what I'm saying and then apply it. It's not just learning it. It's not just listening to it. It's embodying it. Ian, awesome, great, beautiful. You've got to embody it. You've got to take action through it. Now, let's talk about celebrating the darkness, right? Not every moment and every day in my life or anybody else's life, no matter how glamorous it may seem, is all light. Of course not. You can't have light without having darkness, right? You can't have success without experiencing some form of discomfort or failure, whatever you want to call it, right? There's polarization with everything. For every single, what is the physics thing, or the law of with every output there's an equal and opposite output, right? Input, output. Someone clear that up for me. I'm sure you guys have it on the top of your head because you're not, live right now. I'll search it here in a moment. We'll find it. But nonetheless, my point here is that for every high, there will be lows. Now, where you have the opportunity here to switch your mindset is that lows do not have to be bad. Lows do not have to be excruciating. They don't have to feel like a low. And let me tell you, you can start, yes, conservation of energy. Thank you, Ian. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. Yeah, so you don't have to see a low as being a point of, I'm not being successful. This isn't where I want to be. This is not serving me. I can't do anything with this. This is working against me. You don't have to have those perspectives because that's not true, right? There is no right or wrong here. It is a choice. So when you're in a low, when you're in a setback, let's say you didn't make the sale, right? You didn't book the client. You didn't sell the art. You didn't get the job. You had to spend $600 on a new tire. I don't know. That's probably 4 new tires, but you had something that occurred that you didn't want it to happen, right? Lean into it. Ask yourself, why do I not like this? What about this situation literally? And what about this situation emotionally do I not like? Ooh, we just had a power surge. Are you guys still there? I think I'm still live. Yeah, okay, cool. Ooh, that was so weird. I don't know what happened. Weird. Okay, anyway, continuing forward. The more clear you guys can get on what it is and these discomfort and this feeling of dis-ease, right? The more clear you can get on what you don't like about it, the clearer you can get on what action steps you need to take forward. And again, I know this sounds like, no duh, Kate, teach me something I don't already know. You got to take action, right? Start by celebrating the low points. Start by celebrating discomfort. You know when you're feeling discomfort or when you're receiving discomfort, right? Within a moderate amount, within an even amount, a balanced amount here, right? That you're on the right track. I'm taking part of a mastermind right now, and within that group, we were talking about how one of the women in our group is receiving a ton of like masculine hate. Like there's these men who are just commenting on every single one of her posts, like trying to debunk it, right? Like trying to say that like, oh, like you're privileged, so how do you understand like suffering? Like, oh, you have money, so how can you tell someone who doesn't have money that they can make money? Like this whole idea that like women can't empower other women, or like that men can't, like that we're not allowed to empower each other when we are blessed, right? Which doesn't make any sense to me. If that resonates with you guys and you can maybe find a way around making that logic make sense, I'd love to talk about it. But like, I don't see the point in having people empower, not empowering other people. You? But that's a sign. You know, if you're not polarizing people with what you believe in, if you don't have at least one person in the room disagreeing with what you're saying to some degree, you're probably not speaking from a place of authenticity, right? I'm sure not all of you guys agree with me talking about manifestation and me talking about God in the words of like universe and angels and spirit. And like, that's not going to vibe with you. That's fine. Like, I'm here to speak a truth. Right? The people who need to hear this to get on their ass, off their asses and onto their horse to race forward and start living their purpose are going to take this information, apply it, and see the results. And that's all that matters to me. That's it. So is all this making sense? How are you guys feeling about this stuff? Got any questions so far? Yep. Thank you, Ian. I love the interaction here on Instagram. Instagram's killing the game, guys. I don't know about this Facebook game. Cool. So let me just refer back to my notes and see how far I got through everything. Yeah, so, and here's kind of like a humbling thing for you guys to consider. No matter how much you practice living in the moment, no matter how much you practice embracing the dark side, no matter how much you practice being comfortable in discomfort and being accepting of discomfort, you're always going to experience it, right? We're not here trying to escape anything. You're not trying to single out emotions and get rid of them. Like, I'm sure all of you have had experiences with suppressing emotion, and you just know that it doesn't suppress one, it suppresses them all. So unless you want to live a very emotionless life, you can't suppress your emotions. So you embrace them, all of them. Let them all come up for exactly what they are. Say your truth. Speak your truth. The thing I hate the most, right, is when you're trying to talk to a friend or someone that you trust dearly with your emotions, with your soul, and they try to give you, they try to correct the way you say something, or they try to give you advice based off your situation, when in all reality, you're just looking for someone to validate what you're saying by saying it to them, right? That's it. We all have to cope with our stuff. We're all human. We're all on that train, right? Don't shame it. These things were meant to be embraced and learned from and built off of. And the more you start to embrace it, the more power you have to slingshot yourself into the next part of your life. Yes, true. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, awesome. So, and exactly what I had written down here, which I think sometimes I write more clearly than I speak. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, no matter how much practice you have at being a boss babe self, you're human, you're woman. The tears still flow, the emotions still fluctuate. You still have polarity and darkness, and that is not meant to go away. You wouldn't want that to go away. So when you lean into that as a superpower, because not many people are, right? How many people do you know that fully embrace every emotion they feel and they find what they need from it and they move forward, right? They're not waiting on it to heal. They're not waiting on it to close up. They allow it to heal by telling themselves that this is okay. I've embraced that. We're moving forward, right? It's kind of like the whole idea with beliefs, guys. We forgive ourselves for believing beliefs that are no longer serving us, and then we form new ones. And then we reinstill, we prove, I don't want to say prove, we embody those new beliefs by taking action from that place, right? And I like to call that the next level. And so let's talk a little bit about quite literally coaching. I mean, that's what this is, right? I'm coaching you guys through a transition, understanding that you can lean into the discomfort in order to create more comfort, right? In order to create more clarity, in order to create more power. When I started investing in a coach, here are some of the things that I was struggling with at the time, and I actually wrote these down, so why not? I'm just going to read them. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt like I needed a lot of help. I felt alone. I didn't know if I could do the thing that was sitting in the back of my head that I wanted to do. I don't know if I can make this worse, right? What if I make my situation worse? I didn't trust myself. I feel like I'm dealing with the same shit every month. I feel guilty, and I feel like, I feel guilty for wanting someone to believe in me. Those were all things that I had validated through beliefs, and all things that the minute I transitioned out of these limiting beliefs, suddenly and effortlessly, overnight, I had clarity. I had desires that were very clear, clarity within desires, we could say, and I had all the energy in the world. I had patched up every energy leak I was experiencing, and I had all the energy in the world to step in to my next pair of shoes, right? I had the energy to up level. I had the energy to embrace the thing that in the back of my head I knew I wanted to do, but wanted validation first and wanted maybe the certification first, and I wanted to wait a little bit because maybe money was tight. I had every excuse in the book. I had every excuse in the book. Now, if you're ready to step into that next level, here's your next step. Sit down, set your goals, follow steps 1 through 6 from the first video that I did this week. It's listed on my website, caitlinblack.com. It's under freebies. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, live talk 1. Click on that, watch it, follow steps 1 through 6. After you do that, I want you from every day here on out, when you wake up in the morning, you're going to ask yourself, what would next level Ian do, right? What would next level Viola do? Hey girl, I see you on there. Right? What would next level Kate do today? How would she feel right now? If I was next level Kate now, how would I feel? And that's it. It's that simple, right? Now here's the challenge. Your environment isn't going to instantly match up to next level Kate, next level Ian, right? That takes time. And you can't put time limits on miracles. You can't put time limits on things falling into place. There's a divine timing for all things. Your desires are there for a reason, but like, remember that whole declare it and detach thing that we were talking about? Declare what you want and then detach from it. Know that it's already happening. And by embodying this next level self, you're expediting the process. I'm not going to give you a timeline for like, that's a lot of responsibility. Yeah, okay, cool. So it is. You're trying not only to keep yourself in that headspace that you just stepped into, right? You're trying to take actions from that place. Hey, Dallas, thanks for joining us on Instagram. I see you. Cool. But you're trying to basically rebrand your life. You're fooling your surroundings into becoming your next level self without stressing about it, right? And here's the thing, guys, you have to detach. If you don't detach, things move at, I'm gonna make a joke out of this, slug pace. Since I said that in like my first or second video, and that's like my new hashtag now is hashtag slug pace, because who says that? Anyway, it goes a lot slower if you don't detach from it. If you don't fully and 100% trust that all is coming, like everything that you want, everything that you're taking the action steps for, it already exists and you just have to surrender enough to receive it, right? This whole conversation is coming back to the whole idea of limiting beliefs. Hey, Lara, thanks for joining us. I love your little heart eyes. It's so cute. This whole thing, oh my God, what did I just do? I just canceled out my live talk, I think, on Facebook. No, I'm still here. Okay, cool. The thing is, Ian hit a huge point here. It's a lot of responsibility. And guys, if you're serious about taking that next level, again, invest in yourself. Invest in the notebook. Invest in the candle that makes you feel like your next level self. Invest in the new pair of shoes and think about making them vegan. Just like, you know, put that in the back of your mind. Yeah, like invest. The more you hold on to something, the harder it is to receive more. There is a divine cycle of giving and receiving. The more pleasure you give people, the more smiles, the more happiness, the more of that feeling of being appreciated you give, the more you get back. And it has to come from a genuine place. You know, there's no fooling the universe. There's no telling the universe that like, hi, Laura. There's no telling the universe that like, okay, I really mean it this time. Like, I think she's a bitch, but I'm going to tell her that her dress is really cute because I want someone to tell me my shirt's really cute. That's not how it works at all. If that's your train of thought, go back to live video 1 and then catch up when you're ready, because you're not there yet, sister. And it's not hopeless. I hope that didn't come off as like you're hopeless. But like, I can't help you at that level because you've got way too much self-work to do, right? This kind of stuff is for people who are ready to feel secure in who they are and take it to the next level. It is a step forward. You're not necessarily jumping off the cliff, but you are stepping closer to your desires. You're stepping closer to pleasure. You're stepping closer to more money, right? You're stepping closer to more abundance in everything because you're giving more, right? You're giving more action. You're giving more presence. You're giving more money, you know, because you're investing in yourself, right? You're investing your time, you're investing your money, you're investing your energy. And what do you get back? More time, more energy, more money. Like, it's this insanely amazing and simple cycle that we all have got access to, but you gotta do the work. Gotta do the work. So to bring this conversation full circle, and then if you guys have any questions, I'll leave some time at the end for that. Unless something else comes off. A lot of this is just kind of, you know, coming out. So bringing this back to celebrating your next level self, even when you're experiencing darkness. Let's say you're the woman who doesn't have a lot of support, right? Let's say you're the woman who is limited to a certain degree, who is feeling limited by her circumstances, right? You don't have to stay there. No one has to give you permission to believe in yourself other than you, right? I understand. I remember what that feels like to have a crazy idea and not have anyone get hype about it, right? Maybe your mom, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, your sister, they show doubt. They express doubt, or they try to give you advice on how to go about doing it a better way, or an easier way, or a more effective way, or a more normal way, right? If you're someone who has heard this, if you're someone who understands this feeling, I get it. I see you. You're not crazy, and you're on the right track, right? Not everyone in this world is designed to balance a 9-to-5, a relationship, relationships with their parents, relationships with their friends, relationships with themselves, to be emotionally in tune, to feed yourself nourishing foods, to pay all your bills, to invest in your, the list goes on. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we are required to do to step up to the plate and invest in ourselves and take the next level. And it is bound to bring about emotions that don't feel hot, emotions that aren't sexy, emotions that feel really shitty when you gotta be with them. But the more time you spend with them, the more you accept them, the easier all of this gets to alchemize into potential. The easier all of this gets to realize you're not limited by these things. These are your superhero fucking tools, right? These are your weapons. Because we all experience such similar things, right? We've all had very similar experiences at one place or another in our life, no matter your gender, right? We're on the same level. We're on the same plane. We all can relate to feelings of pain and loss and unaccepted and rejected and all these discomfort things, right? And all of us can tap into that shit and use it for our own benefit. Find your desires in it and get super duper clear on what they are. And then start taking action from those desires. Take smart action. Take guided action, right? Do your research, do your studying, ask your questions. Get yourself a coach, find a mentor. Do the work. Do the damn thing, right? When you show up and you show up completely, as you are, with no filters, 100% you, so does the universe. So does your entire reality. Your reality suddenly fits you to a T. It's when we're hiding things. It's when we're denying parts of ourselves that don't feel good that we can't find a reality. We can't find an ease in the life that we're living, right? Is all this making sense? Does anyone have any questions? I'll give you guys some time to type if you do. Cool. So I want to give you guys an idea as to what some of these action steps you can take look like, right? Now, let's say you're an artist, right? Let's say you create something and you want that creation to be your full-time income. The first thing you have to do is ask yourself, are you sure, right? If you guys haven't heard the coffee story yet, and maybe I'll tag that on at the end after, we get through this stuff, but we're just gonna talk about it now. I thought I wanted coffee, right? It was 11 p.m. at night and I was judging myself for craving coffee at 11 p.m. And so as I was walking over to my coffee jar and I picked it up, okay, what inspired you to start coaching from Ian? Okay, so Ian, hold that thought. I'm going to zip through this and I'll come right back to that. I picked up the coffee jar and I was still debating if I should really make this coffee or not, if this was the best decision for me to have coffee, even though it was decaf at 11 p.m. at night, because that's such a weird craving. Should I encourage that craving, right? I questioned it. And of course, I dropped the glass jar filled with my ground up decaf coffee, the only decaf coffee, might I add. And then I did whatever it took to get the shit off the ground in the coffee pot and like brewing, because yeah, I really did want coffee. And now that that has happened, I realize I really want coffee, right? So it's like in business, like I think I want to coach people. Okay, well, I'm going to tiptoe around that until I know for sure that's what I want to do. And the universe created opportunity after opportunity after opportunity for me to realize that that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I had to do to make things work with a little bit more ease. So I think, okay, cool. So Ian asked me, what inspired you to start coaching? So I think I started coaching a lot sooner than I realized I did. What inspired me to start my brand and like full force go into this is that I started working with a coach and I experienced the first taste of someone telling me, yeah, you're not crazy. I've been there. I see you, and here's how I did it. And guys, it was the exact same way that I'm doing it, by following my desires, by spending the time and taking the energy to fill up my cup so that I can receive clarity and clarity is the best way to say it. The clarity through my desires, clarity through the actions I would take to get there. You know, I trusted my intuition with a lot of the decisions I made, and strategy. I'm not, you know, I'm educated. So like, I didn't just say, yeah, let's spend like $50,000 on a credit card and quit all my jobs. It wasn't quite like that. It had an essence of that, but wasn't quite like that. But really the thing that it comes down to is that I've always felt driven to help people. I've always wanted to allow people to be free, right? Because I've had every opportunity I could have ever asked for miraculously come into my hands. The biggest thing that I can compare that to is my scholarship to Greer. I was in public school and I was in the darkest moments of my life. And I had a moment where I said, you know what? Something has to give. I am not available for this anymore. Something has got to change. And something did change. I received a $150,000 scholarship to attend an all-girls boarding school for dance and had no technique, was not very good at what I did. But I believed in myself. And so that's been this trickling effect that has inspired me to start coaching. Because time after time after time, as long as I follow my desires, as long as I listen to my intuition, as long as I trust myself and believe in what I'm doing and have this deeper soul purpose behind my actions, things work out. Things always work out. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments section. And again, this live will be posted up on my website. So if you didn't catch the beginning, if you guys want to go back to the ones that I taught earlier, my boyfriend just got home, so I'm going to head out now. But thank you guys for joining in, and you can check my, I'm so red now. Thank you. You guys can check my website for more of the lives that I did earlier this week. So awesome. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Doing more lives this weekend, so that'll be cool.